county politics, because now if the chairperson, for example, loses that position, being the UDA chairperson, it has a lot to, it says a lot.
Yeah.
If these are the people, the deputy president, former deputy president's team, if they lose this position, there's equally some implication in it.
Yeah.
And JB Muturi also, if he loses this position, it has implication in terms of how he positioned himself nationally and all that. And if he is destabilized with that one member of parliament which he had, I think it's a blow for him also in the national politics.
Leo, I'm quite sure you've also been watching the politics surrounding the places that, or the constituencies that we do not have leaders. And as soon as IEBC is constituted, the first thing that we will do are the by-election. A practical example is the Mbere North, very key players. And even in other counties, are we looking at a litmus test, not only to the coalition partners, that is the UDA and ODM, but the new players? Just like Kiora has talked about, Rigathi will have a chunk in Mbere North. We see the likes of Lenny Kivuti, a very formidable one, the likes of Justin Muturi, a very formidable candidate, the likes of Governor Cecily Mbarire. Just in your view.
Yeah, no doubt the outcome of these by-elections will speak to the popularity of certain political formations or lack thereof. No doubt about it. For me, the litmus test is not so much the political formations that arise, but the capability of IEBC itself. Because this is IEBC newly reconstituted. New commissioners, new chairman, going out into the field and proving that they are worth the job that Kenyans have given them. So my eyes will be on IEBC, on their conduct, how they conduct themselves, because if they come out of these by-elections with a minimum in terms of complaints, then it means they can be entrusted to deliver on the national elections of 2027. So my focus is more on IEBC.
Unfortunately, I was not looking at it like that, and I'm not a politician, but I thought maybe it's more on that. But it's a very, 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 very good point that indeed IEBC, new chairman, new commissioners. Gentlemen, I'm informed that we're out of time, but I'm going to give you a minute each to wrap up your sentiments as we wrap up. Very interesting conversation.
So mine is very simple, and we wish to ask the government and our people to focus on the real issues, not to look at during the next election, that is. There's more that needs to be done on the issue of civic education, to educate our people on how to vote and how to look at the leadership that they need to put in place, because that will determine their future, will determine their lives and all that. And most specifically, when you talk about the youth, they need to voice their voice. They need to put their voice out there, and the only way to put out their voice is through the ballot, as Leonard has said, because even if you go to the streets, even if you fight, even if you occupy parliament or wherever you go 10 times, the actual thing, Kenya is a democracy and we have a rule of law. So the only thing we need to do is to do the ballot. It is unfortunate that we lost some youths during these Gen Z demonstrations. It is unfortunate. It should never happen. And let's purpose to, as a society, if we are unhappy with a certain leader, let's not heckle them, let's not fight, let's not be aggressive with each other. Let's meet at the ballot and make our decisions.
Leo?
My message is twofold. One, to the government, let's be circumspect about the loans or the PPPs that we are getting into. They must be of benefit to the citizens of Kenya. We are in debt because of predatory lenders, because we signed on the dotted line without reading the fine print in past times. Let's be very circumspect about these new engagements, whether from the East or from the West or from the Middle East. My second message is to the youth. Let's avoid being incited to action, to needless loss of life by the political elite. Let's work with issues. Even as we approach the next elections, as Bonakura said, let those elections be issue-driven. Avoid sideshows, avoid personality contests and that sort of thing. Let's focus on issues.
Leonard Kafafa, renowned policy and geopolitical analyst, and just next to him we have another political and governance expert, Bosco Kiura. Gentlemen, indeed, thank you indeed so much for joining us and for your insight. Shukran sana.
Thank you.
On our second hour, the week is back to school, but unfortunately when it comes to the vulnerable families, it becomes even a bigger challenge. So how do they do it? Let's look at matters education, especially for the vulnerable. On the second hour, we'll be hosting Newton Agada, the director of God Will Provide, and also a philanthropist and also a governance expert in our second hour. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.
I never heard the music so sweet. I repeat.
One more, me brethren, big things are going. Remember, each and every Monday we have to shell down the place with nothing but the best of smooth way the vibes in your favorite station. You know these things, man.
Alafu kila Tuesday, kata simu tupo side, giving you Kenyan music from the 254.
And of course, you can spice up your Wednesday by enjoying blazing hot hip-hop and R&B jams.
We don't got no label. She say she want bottles.
Vibes and vibes as we go all across Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all the way to Tanzania to give you nothing but the best on Afro Thursday. Make sure you make a date with us each and every single Friday with me, DJ_Liza Diva.
DJ Cold
And me, Wanjiko. This is Club One Extra.
Unanifanya nisikie kunyongwa. Hadija ai, mani especially ukisonga.
Wellness is important in our daily lives so that instead of just surviving, we should be thriving.
Ways to prevent a stroke or heart attack is for you to know what conditions you have. By regular checkup, people don't know they have hypertension, they don't know they have diabetes.
I was pre-diabetic. I was afraid of getting lifestyle diseases because I come from a family that has lifestyle diseases.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
I can use anything, whatever, to get this man down.
They ruled me as mentally unfit. You want full custody? Men fall upwards all the damn time.
Not if we get hold of the system.
Can we please just stick to our job descriptions?
Ganda, that is why Dad left you rotting with the dead business in Uganda.
But I thought Nick won last time.
You can rub it in my face all you want, so long as you help me get my daughter back.
Nope. These useless investors are backing out.
Tech Inc. No one backs out without a better deal.
Pull down your res from Tech Inc. now.
All I can see is an extortionate psycho who is trying to gain control over someone's legacy.
The world of governance is vast and can be alien to the ordinary man on the street.
Critical issues are going to be discussed.
From white papers to policy positions, it is easier to get lost in the labyrinth of words.
Inside Government takes you to key global metropolis where critical decisions are made and where policies are crafted.
We interview policymakers and senior government officials to highlight and enumerate government policies and projects. We take a deep dive into the underbelly of complex red tape to demystify policies across the country, across the world. Join me, O'Brien Kimani, on Inside Government, only on KBC Channel 1.
Many thanks indeed for your continued and valid company. My name is Ben Troy Njue. Now we have Susan Thuku? No, Anne Wangeshi as our